a dentist carrying out illegal drone delivery of prescription drugs, the police action and online reaction coming up.
Geeksvana is your drone channel.
Hey everyone, my name is Sean and welcome to Geeksvana. Today we're going to be highlighting just one of the many illegal drone flights which have been taking place for one reason or another during the UK lockdown. The reason we are focused in on this particular story will become apparent during today's video. We feel it is an important one to bring to a wider audience and also ensure the story does not simply slip away into social media folklore. Whether or not it is something which many of us hobbyists welcome, we're all aware of the huge advancements which have been made over recent years into the world of drone delivery and beyond visual line of sight flights. Aviation authorities across the globe, including the UK CAA and the US FAA, are working very carefully and slowly to bring about more commercial drone use to the benefit of society and many would say to the detriment of the hobby. This includes high-cost testing with some of the world's biggest brands and organisations including Amazon, Google, NASA and even the world's air forces. It is a serious business with a lot of key safety issues to solve before we see any kind of regular flights taking place across the skies of our cities and towns. Back to the crazy footage we have all seen of people delivering toilet rolls to neighbours and pubs in Ireland sending out beers to regulars, most of which were conducted in line of sight and over a very short distance, intended more as a joke than any kind of serious statement. Do not get me wrong, any illegal drone flight hurts the hobby, but these videos doing the rounds are often staged and filmed from angles to make them look more dramatic. The story I bring you today, however, is deeply concerning and involves highly illegal actions taken by professionals who you would normally trust completely. Enter Willows Dental and Implant Centre, based in Womburn, Wolverhampton. This is a small town northwest of Birmingham in the Midlands area of the UK. The dental practice is headed up by Dr. Neil Barsha and Dr. Vicky Barsha, both registered professionals of the General Dental Council, and people who no doubt will be very aware of the requirements of regulation and ensuring you operate within the law. Remember too, that even the most novice of drone hobbyists who in the UK is required to complete the DMARES scheme, registering their drone and taking a basic knowledge test, will be aware of the UK drone code and the rules surrounding line of sight and other key, frankly basic safety rules. You therefore might be shocked to read a social media post by Willows Dental and Implant Centre, which, posted on the 2nd of May, with the accompanying footage, read, "Yesterday we carried out the first emergency drone delivery of medicines to one of our Denplan clients. So far in the COVID-19 crisis, we have helped over 167 clients through our no-contact drive-in emergency systems. This time, we thought we'd go one step further. When one of our long-standing clients came down with an infection, we were going to deliver them by car, as we have done for the past few weeks. But this time, using Mavic Pro drone technology, along with satellite navigation, along with some careful hacking of the software inside the drone to allow it to carry the additional load, we successfully delivered antibiotics to our very grateful, if not slightly bemused clients within 7 minutes, travelling at approximately 27 miles per hour. The post then goes on to advertise the practice as one which is constantly innovating. They state that readers are free to share the post to anyone geeky that would like it. Before we update you on what happened next, I would just like to break down the post and point out my personal issues with this story. Firstly, the drone in question is a DJI Mavic Pro, a strong, reliable drone many hobbyists still own and fly regularly today. The drone weighs 734 grams excluding the gimbal cover and therefore falls squarely within the requirements to register the drone and pass the theory knowledge test. We can only assume that professional dental practice run by highly qualified personnel would have completed the DMARES requirements. If so, then absolute basics such as keeping the drone within line of sight will be known to the pilot. On top of this, you will need to consider whether the pilot was a qualified PFCO holder required for commercial operations and if the flight was insured. We cannot establish this information as despite requests made, we're yet to gain any information from the practice themselves. Secondly, in the social media post it is proudly reported that some careful hacking of the software inside the drone was carried out. DJI work hard to ensure their drones are safe to fly. The software is regularly updated and includes many features which support the drone flight and are essential. Any form of amateur hacking would result in the loss of warranty over the software at the least, and at worst, make the drone unsafe and less predictable in flight. This is not an FPV drone to be tuned and tweaked to achieve optimal flight. It is a camera drone intended to capture pictures and videos. Thirdly, the drone is not intended nor offers any possible configuration for it to carry any form of load. The box of drugs delivered are not exactly heavy, but this in itself causes a serious danger issue. The load is secured by a plastic strip attached to the bottom of the drone. The box of drugs can be seen moving freely in the wind, which will have caused a number of stability issues, as well as the danger of coming into contact with the propellers. My fourth point is the word you have heard several times in this story so far, and in my opinion could be the more serious issue: drugs. The drone was carrying a prescription of drugs to a patient's home. If the illegal flight was to fail and the drone lost in transit whilst travelling at 27 miles per hour, the chance of significant damage or issue are somewhat limited, although a strike to the head or hitting a car's windscreen would of course be a significant danger. However, I would argue that even more dangerous is the possibility that controlled medication ends up randomly on the street for someone to find. Also, as a prescription is clearly marked with the identity of the patient, including sensitive data such as their address, it would be interesting to hear from the patient involved, who the practice themselves already described in their post as bemused, as to their thoughts on this disregard for their personal data. When medical professionals are trained in dealing with prescriptions, as you might expect, there are high standards. In fact, guidance includes ensuring that all drugs are kept locked away and kept secure, for obvious reasons. Unauthorised personnel should not be able to access medications. Surely that would include loosely strapping a box of drugs to a Mavic Pro and hoping for the best. What possible precautions could the pilot have taken to ensure the drugs were kept secure during flight? To me, this is a serious issue which we have raised with the regulator, the General Dental Council, and we will update you when any feedback is forthcoming from their press office. As you might hope and expect, the post was greeted with a number of hobbyist and professional drone pilots stepping forward to question the legality of the flight. This was followed up with the incident being reported to Staffordshire Police. We've approached them for comment and will report back again once a response is received. This isn't the end of the story though. The leader of the dental practice, Dr. Neil Barsha, took to social media again with a post titled Apology. However, when you read the post, it really doesn't read much like an apology and more a protest. The post from the 10th of May reads, "As a dental practice that's constantly pushing at the boundaries in patient care, it seems in carrying out drone deliveries of essential medicines to clients in need, in a time of need and lockdown, we upset some people on social media that take drone flying very seriously and reported us to the police. We can assure you that no one was hurt. Our patient is out of pain and it wasn't our intention to upset anyone. We genuinely thought we were helping people in lockdown and didn't think we'd be interfering with any planes in the sky. So for those of you that reported us to the police, consider our knuckles wrapped. We're sorry for thinking too far out of the box. Please help everyone know we're sorry by sharing this post. Neil." I think you might agree that this reads as more of a sorry we were caught post than an actual apology. I am left gravely concerned that a qualified professional dentist carrying the title doctor who deals with compliance and legislation every single day would place such a follow-up statement showing a frankly flippant response to a clearly serious issue, which at the very least required police investigation. We've asked the practice to address the concerns we've raised in this video, which at this point has not been forthcoming, but we will keep you fully updated. We have also approached the dental regulator, police and other authorities to ensure that any issues over the handling of the drugs themselves are also addressed as much, if not more seriously, than the illegal drone flight. Back to social media, and the practice who asked for both posts to be widely shared seemed to respond badly to any negative comments. Drone pilots from around the world were leaving comments, some attacking, but many of them offering advice to many people commenting in support of the practice to explain why the flights were illegal and the dangers it posed. The comments of anyone showing anything but support were removed for several hours by whoever manages Willow Dental and Implant Centre's social media. Last night, the practice decided to remove both the apology and the original post. Whether this was from advice or in response to negative comments is purely speculation. Again, this was not some teenager getting excited and making a silly mistake. It is a dental practice run by registered professionals. I hope that they do not approach every innovation, as they call it, in the same way and ensure that any future advances made in patient care are researched properly and carried out legally and fully within the regulations required. It's not as if the rules surrounding drone flight are not readily available and easily accessed. Indeed, if the drone is registered as it should be, the pilot will have passed a basic competency test and be aware of, amongst other things, visual line of sight rules. I would like to thank the drone community for reaching out to Geeksvana on this story. In particular, Andy Cortez, whose channel is called Smeghead, and the West Midlands Drone Club group on Facebook. We will of course keep you fully updated on any changes or responses Geeksvana receives. To get these updates and more drone news and drone related content, consider subscribing. And to get the latest stories first, hit the notification bell. See you in the next video.
Please remember to like and subscribe.
All right, you're still here. No in the seat.